Good evening, students. Today we will start with the new chapter in C++, control structures. In that, we are going to cover the subtopics conditional statements, loops, and context switching in loop, also called as jumps in loop. Now, under conditional statements, we are going to see if else, switch case, and nested if else. In loops, we will cover for loop, while loop, do while, and nesting of these loops. Whereas break and continue statements will give us the idea about how to context switch from one point to another point in the given program. So let's start. So do you remember in the last few lectures I have covered few programs in C++. I have shown you the execution of Turbo C++ program, which was Hello World program, Basic Operators program, and Finding Simple Interest. If you want to see them, then you can go to my previous videos on the same channel. So in that, what you must have understood is all these instructions which we are giving to the computer are executed step by step. Okay, so usually what is our step 1 is reading the data. So I am considering already covered example of finding simple interest. So here we are considering the data as principal amount, rate of interest, and number of years, that is P, N, and R. So we are reading it from the user, which is usually a step 1. After that, we process that data, that means we read it and we store it in the particular variable in our program. We use some formula to compute the required result. So for simple interest, we have formula as PNR upon 100. So we will compute the desired result and then we will display the result to the user. So these are executed sequentially step by step. So what you must have thinking is, what if the given program demands non-sequential instruction? So for that we are going to use control structures. So basically the three control structures, which are selection, looping, and jumps, will allow us or will give us the benefit to take the control of the given program wherever we need. That means the programmer need depends on user choice. So we are going to see that in this chapter. So remember, now our program will no more or no longer will be only sequential. It could be sequential for some part, but there could be the execution from one point to some different point. It's not step by step. So we will see that and you will come to know in detail. So where we want to do some decision making. So consider a simple example not related to program. Suppose if it is raining, then what do? You will ask to yourself, is it raining? If yes, then you will carry umbrella. If no, then you will go as it is, right? So similarly in program, we have to make certain decisions, and depending on that, we will execute or we will do the execution of next steps. So which are the next steps to be carried out? That decision making is done in previous steps. So for that we need if, that is simple if statement, if else, and switch case. Now consider this if else example. I have given this flowchart to you. So suppose you are at some step n. Okay, so this rhombus structure or that kite structure here where we are going to do some decision making. If that condition is going to be true, that decision making condition, then we will go to path 1. So you can see here we can just go like this. Whereas if this condition is false, then we will go like this. Okay, so path 1 is taken if the condition is true, path 2 is taken if the condition is false. So from step 1, if the condition is true, then this path is taken and followed by these instructions. If condition is false, then path 2 is taken. Understood? That means we can skip entirely these instructions here if the condition is false. Is that understood? We will only consider from this step, we will check some condition and we will follow the instructions written under this path. So this part of the program is not executed at all. So programmer have that choice depending on what is the given input or what condition is to be tested, right? So I will take some examples so you will understand it in a better way. Before that, we will see the syntax, how we are going to write if. So we will have if as a keyword. After that, we are going to write round parenthesis and we will write some boolean expression or condition to check. If that condition is going to be true, then this block is called as true block, just immediately following the if. So if this given condition in the round parenthesis is true, then this block is executed. This is true block. This block is executed. If the given condition is false, then we will write else. So if this condition is false, then else block is executed. Okay, so normally how do we do in real life? That just now I have told you, if it is raining, if it is true, then we will carry umbrella, else we will not carry umbrella, like that. Okay, so you have to remember this syntax henceforth wherever we are using if else. Okay, so we'll see some more examples. See, if marks are greater than 40, suppose if we are considering example of student result. So if the student marks are more than 40, then we will print that the result is pass. Else we will print that the result is fail. Okay, so if this condition is true, suppose the marks of a particular student is 80, then definitely we will say result is equal to pass, and then else block is skipped, it is not executed at all. Okay, and then after that we will say cout result. So just see how I'm explaining you how this is going to be executed. If this condition is true, if the student marks are greater than 40 and less than 100, then the result is going to be pass. Then this block of the instructions are skipped, that means not executed. After this, the control of the program comes over here and the result is displayed as cout result, which is pass. Assume that some student got, or one student got marks 35. So if 35 greater than 40, this result or this condition after evaluation, we get to know that it is false, 35 is not greater than 40. So the control of the compiler goes to the else block and result is fail. This variable result will be assigned value fail, and then we will say that cout result. So in this case, the true block statements are skipped. Okay, understood this? So again I am repeating that if the given condition is true, then the statements written in the true block are executed, whereas if the given condition is false, then the statement written in the else block are executed. Right, we'll see more examples like this. Now here the else clause is optional. Suppose in some case I don't want to take any action if the given condition is false. Okay, consider this example. If the sales of a particular product is greater than the target. Okay, so assume the marketing officer has the target of selling, say, 1000 commodity. So if his sales is greater than that 1000, which is target, right? So he has been assigned target as selling 1000 products in a month, say, right? So if he has sold, say, 2500 products, so definitely sales is going to be greater than target according to that condition, right? So he will get the basic salary plus the bonus depending on how much is more the sales than the target, and then the salary is given. Now, if this condition is false, then there is no action taken. That means he will get basic salary. There is no bonus rewarded to him, right? So this else clause is optional. It depends on the what client want. So programmer has a choice of keeping the else clause or not. So if the given condition is true, true block is executed, else block is executed. Okay, but sometimes we may not include, or we may not have to include else clause at all, which is not needed, which is not a requirement of a given program, like this example. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Now next is, I can have more than one statement in the if clause. You can see here, if the score, suppose if a particular person is playing some game, okay, we all play some mobile games or laptop games. So if the particular score is greater than the computer score, then see out I win, and the score is incremented by the value 100. Else what will happen? Oh, I lost, this score is 0. If this you are not beating the computer, then your score still remains 0. Okay, so there are multiple statements written here. Okay, logic is same. If this condition is true, true block is executed. If this condition is false, then statements in the else block are executed. Here I am showing you that we can write more than one statement in the if clause, if true clause, and more than one statement again in the else clause. Okay, now you have to check this operator when the condition is written. I have already explained you in the operator video lecture. Okay, if you have missed this, then you can go to the operator basic operator lecture. There you can find a difference between assignment and equality operator. You know that single equal to is assignment operator in C++, whereas when I put two equal to signs back to back, then we have that as equality, right? So if whenever I am checking some condition, say if x mod 2, okay, again this mod operator I have taken in the operator topic. Now you got the idea how and these operators are important considering the programming statements. Okay, so if x mod 2, now x mod 2 is giving me some remainder as 0 or 1. Okay, whenever I divide any number by 2, I will always get the answer either 0 or 1. So I will check whether this given number is even or not. Okay, so if the, you can see here the operator is equality operator. So if the remainder of this operation is 0, then the given number is even, else the number is going to be odd. So this is the logic to check whether the number is even or odd. Here I have specifically considered this example so that you will come to know the difference between equality and assignment. Okay, here as we are checking whether this equal to this, please don't write this single equal to sign there. In the if else conditional statement, whenever we are checking equality, we have to write, or we have to put double equal to. Sometimes the condition could be not equal to, less than, greater than. So you can manage that, like here in the previous example marks का मैंने लिखा था, just I am showing you again. See here, if the score is greater than, so here greater than symbol is used like that. Okay, so this is with respect to operator. I am going to show you more programs in the upcoming lectures, so practice this if and if else till now in the control structure. We will see switch case, nested if else in the next lecture. Thank you. Enjoy.